Congratulations on the recently concluded presidential elections in Nigeria. And congratulations to Bola Tinubu for his president-elect status at the moment as the current president-elect of Nigeria. And also congratulations um, to all the voters, the voting, and that was done very prudently and peacefully. Um, I just wanted to address the way everything has transpired so far. It's been very interesting. It was very interesting this time. And the dynamic it just shows that we're moving forward. The dynamic, it was not, it was not business as usual. And and that was a beautiful thing to see because I think that leading up to that, there was a lot of commentary, both in the news, online, offline, whatever, that regardless of what everybody's hoping for, regardless of all the talk about change, that it's just going to boil down to like Tinubu versus Atiku or something like that. And and that it's not going to be interesting and people are going to feel maybe betrayed or just kind of tired of it all, that the change that they hoped for is not coming, is not there, and is not coming anytime soon. Um, but it turned out differently. It turned out well in the sense that we now had three candidates that did really well. We had Peter Obi making his rounds as sort of the alternative, uh, the great hope of the people, of the younger generation, especially, who feel completely ignored by the political class, making you know so making the rounds to every town and cities in the country, making it his job to be their hope. Other candidates tried to do that. There's other sort of parties that try to have alternative candidates the same way. But obviously, Peter Obi stood out above the rest and kind of was the party to join, the voice to join if you wanted to be the one to join if you wanted to be in support of a real change. And he did that, and he did very well with just going everywhere and being really alive and alert, and keeping, you know, not making the people feel as if he's tuning them out and just doing his thing. And and they did well. They did well in the sense that they were successful at getting the voters to really come out and vote for them, and really make the voters believe that they can make a difference and that their voice does count. Because I think before that they felt either it didn't matter, or that they weren't going to be able to really affect any change. In any case, it was good to see and hear this time around that there was no talk of a vote for Peter Obi is a wasted vote, or a vote for, because that's what they said, that's what was being said about 4 years ago, that votes for anybody other than what is it, Atiku and Buhari then was going to be a waste, and it was going to be pointless. But this time it is proven this time, it is proven for sure that a vote for, if you don't like if you don't like Atiku or Buhari, or who's on this, or Tinubu this time. If you don't like those candidates, that a vote for somebody else who shows up, and it shows up as being the hope and says, you can vote for me, that it's not a wasted hope if you really like that person. So because everybody really liked Obi and really came out for him, that a vote for him it was not a waste. And the young people proved themselves. They proved that they can really rally behind a cause and really show the the some of those other parts, the establishment, that they are the structure, and they are the structure that counts, that matters, and it's their voices that to to go around looking for a saying that they don't have structure is sort of it's a little bit meaningless if enough of the people decide that that's who they want. So that really that was really encouraging and a good thing to see. And another thing is that, you know, a lot of those who are looking for who would be alternative candidates too always felt like part of the problem is the electorate itself, which is to say, you know, um, that the electorate itself doesn't like that they just always do the same thing. They'll just vote for the same. They'll be seduced by the Buhari or whatever, and they're not going to do what's best for them, that they don't act in their own best interest because they need to be better educated about, you know, what they should be looking for and things like that. And again, this time that was proven to be not really so much the case. It was proven that, you know, that the electorate is smart, and they do pay attention to issues, and they do listen, and they do care about issues, and they don't just rally behind, like, you know, and they don't just rally behind slogans that don't mean anything, and or people who don't have character and who haven't proven themselves to be truthful and to care about the welfare of the people, that they do want someone who will listen to them and who does care about their welfare and who is paying attention to them. So this time around, that was proven to be the case. I'm just really happy because I'm really happy that the Obi campaign did so well, because it's hugely encouraging that Nigeria is moving in the right direction, and that people are thinking in the right way, and then they want the right things for themselves, and that they are tuned into what is useful and what is best for them. So that's very, 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 very good. So congratulations to the youth of that movement, and the ones that really rallied behind him and really came out and voted and made their voice known and gave him millions of votes. That which gets to another that we've proven thus far, but of course, which gets to the other issue of how many million votes did Obi have, right? How many million votes? 6 million, 7 million, 7.5 million. How many million really is it? So of course, there was a lot of effort by some of the young people in terms of bringing their smartphones and tracking what's going on in their polling unit and making sure that there was a lot of effort. But of course, that effort wasn't done everywhere. So they closed the deal well in some places, but in other places, we don't know. We don't know if the accuracy of the results. People will complain. Certain things seem odd, like how could he win Lagos but not Rivers, or like how could he win? How could he not win Benue, right? Because the governor of that state really campaigned for him, right? So some of it is gonna be like, you know, like the supporters, there'll be supporters, they're not convinced. They're not convinced that Rivers, the results is correct. They're not convinced that whatever, that some of these, they just is not really correct. Maybe, but all of that, it's just a matter of time, right? Like, it's a matter of time before all that gets kind of sorted out and proven. Moving along, I think that it's really great that you know, that the votes were protected well enough. By that I mean, like, you know, people showed up at the polling station with their cell phones and really with their smartphones captured what was going on the polling well enough that there was 6 million votes that they had to just admit. They couldn't pretend it wasn't there, right? So that's really, really good. And I'm really surprised at that outcome. Even, you know, I wanted them to do really well. I wanted the Obi campaign to do well because they deserved it and the people deserve it. And otherwise, it's just it's going to give rise to more apathy and more people just like, oh, who cares? Nobody cares about us, you know, that sort of thing, and that's not good. So but I'm really, really happy. And it's close, right? So they're saying 6 million for Obi, 7 million for Atiku, 8 million, 8 point something million for Tinubu. Like, give and take 1 or 2 million. Who really knows who the first place is? Who really knows who the second place? They could all be co-presidents, right? That would be really new. Have three a three-headed president. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's not the system. But so yeah. And of course, most likely, they are exaggerating Tinubu's result and underestimating or under accounting for Obi's his amount of votes. That's like 99% probably the reality. And it's not really surprising either. That's predictable that would be the case. So of course that's where things are at this point. And I mean that just means the accountability is still a problem, and we just need a better process that can be relied on, because at the end of the day, we want the true outcome to be reflected. It's not really fair that everybody will go to the polls, but we'll just get a manufactured outcome anyway. And that can be really, really frustrating for the electorate, because we just need a system that's less fraught with, that is less vulnerable to being corrupted or whatever. So so I'm waiting for the outcome, as everybody else is, and waiting to see what ends up coming of the whole idea of challenging the outcome. Like, I know that's where we're at the moment now, is the vision for how to sort of go to court and stand up for the votes. But really, the country moves on too. If you have a vision for what you want to do with your life and what you do with yourself, that continues. And I mean, and who knows what Obidati would have accomplished in their first 100 days, or versus what Tinubu and his team is going to accomplish with their first 100 days. But the battle for improving the welfare for the lives of Nigerians also lays in their hands. It is not just only in being focused on getting any particular political campaign to capture their mandate and to get their mandate, but also so as you go on, I would just like people to think about, of course, standing up for their rights, but standing up for your rights is not just a matter of just being in the politics and wasting time in protests all the time, but it's also in taking charge of your life, your day-to-day life, and doing the things you need to be doing, because that's where the meaning of good with the welfare of the people, that's where it really comes from, is what the people are doing. And of course, you want politicians who create an enabling environment, who don't obstruct every chance, or don't do their job and make it possible for you to do your job. Of course, you want that. But at the end of the day, the job still has to be done by the people, in going to their business or going to their day-to-day activities and taking care of their family and doing all the things that they ought to be doing. That's the job. It's not only it's not only in campaigning and protesting and challenging results and things like that. So yeah, so in moving forward, that is something that that people should take into consideration who are working on these things. And in light of that, we can talk about the gubernatorial elections that are coming up also. So, those are taking place in about a week or so. It's supposed to be this weekend, but now next weekend. And so this is a chance for the young people to go out and make their voices count and and choose their candidate of choice and make their support known, their support for each other, they're doing well, their support for the political campaign of their choice, their support for the city of Lagos, their support for seeing the city of Lagos grow, their support, the state rather, the state of Lagos, and their support for doing things well and seeing things get done well and seeing things move along and seeing progress on the ground, progress that is tangible for their state. And what they should do in this is think about what has been done on the ground in the last 4 years. Has the incumbent government that is there now, that is running, have they done anything? Have they talked to people? Do they get, does Sanwo-Olu get in front of people and the people who work for him, either in the public works or whatever, do they describe what they are doing? Do they talk about what's going on? Do they speak directly to the people? Do they, are they accountable? Do they behave in an accountable way? Do they address the public in a respectable way, or are they dismissive? If they do these things, then they deserve to be reelected because they are conducting themselves in a way that is friendly to the people. And so there you go. If they are not doing these things, then it is prudent then to try to give somebody new the chance. Possibly the Labour Party candidates, I don't know his name, possibly give him a chance. If you feel that the current incumbent government is not doing that, possibly give them a chance to claim the mandate and to be the ones to take things in the right direction. So that is what I want. I want you to pay attention really specifically to that, to Lagos State, to where things are at, to how the current incumbent government, how they're handling it, and whether you want the continuity of that, the continuity of the way they've been managing things, whether you are seeing them talk to you, whether you're seeing them deal with problems and deal with infrastructure issues in a way that confronts the issue, that talks to people about it. If they are doing that, then they deserve to keep trying to do that and keep making the effort. And since they've been doing it so far, then it's going to give them a chance to just continue what they're doing and to expand upon it, as opposed to somebody new coming in and trying to figure out how to do it, just importing and then trying to figure out how to do it. So that is the thing that's the assignment to think about for that. And if they are not doing that well enough, and you think that you can import somebody else to take over the public works sector, take over the security sector, take over everything that Lagos State is doing right now. If you think you can import somebody else to do that through Labour Party or any other party, then okay, then that's the right move to make. But yeah, so it's just a common sense decision and not a passion decision. It is not a decision of, since we have been going with this party, that is what we have to do, because the only way to prove ourselves to this politician is to elect this one. You're not proving anything to anybody, because it's your life and it's your day-to-day life. It's your day-to-day city. It's your Lekki. It's your Victoria Island. It's your everything, it's your Agege. It's all, so you are not proving anything to anybody by picking any party down the line. Instead, think about what think like Lagos State, what have they been doing so far? Are they addressing it well? Are they addressing you well? Do you think that getting them to do that, that's it? That's the assignment. So that is the way I would like to think of, because to me, that is the way to be responsible for yourself, for your family, for your community, and to be given to be useful to those things. And that's what makes sense to me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And God bless Nigeria, and may the best candidate win. And we'll see how Lagos goes. Whoa, whoa. Okay.